Hello, dear children, to Unit 3, Section B, The Stolen Bacillus. The narrator here is Herbert George Wells. He lived from the year 1866 to 1946, profoundly known as H. G. Wells. He was a British author famous for his works of science fiction such as The Time Machine and The Invisible Man. In his books, he would take scientific facts and weave imaginative stories around them. First, children, let's understand the meaning of bacillus. Bacillus is a rod-shaped bacterium, that is a very small organism or microorganism, as you can see in the image over there. So what we are going to read in this lesson now, there's a bacteriologist. Bacteriologist is the scientist who studies about the bacteria. He has a visitor at his laboratory, that is a pale stranger who arrives with a letter of introduction from a good friend of the scientist. The scientist shows his visitor the cholera bacillus under a microscope and they talk about the disease. The visitor is particularly interested in a vial containing living bacteria, and the scientist describes the power of cholera, saying what a terrible epidemic could be caused if a tube such as the one he holds were to be opened into water supply. The scientist's wife calls him away for a moment. When the scientist returns, the visitor is ready to leave. As soon as the visitor has gone, however, the scientist realizes the vial of bacteria is missing, that the visitor must have stolen. He runs out in a panic, sees the visitor's cab leaving, and hails another cab to give chase. Now, I hope children you must be curious to know what's going to happen further. This story begins at a laboratory with the conversation between a visitor and a bacteriologist, that is, the scientist who studies about the bacteria. The bacteriologist was observing a slide of bacteria through his microscope. He calls the visitor also to see it. The bacteriologist shows the visitor that it is the celebrated preparation of Bacillus of cholera, the cholera germ, that causes cholera. The visitor, who was a pale-faced man, peered down to look through the microscope. He was definitely not in the habit of that kind of a thing, so he held his hand over his free eyes and said that it was very minute. The bacteriologist asked him to touch that screw. Perhaps the microscope was out of focus for him, as the power of vision for every person is different and just a fraction of a turn this way or that. The visitor exclaimed, "Ah, now I see." He told that he could see the shades of or the lines of pink, but yet those little particles have the power to multiply and ruin the whole city. He found it wonderful. Then he stood up and took out the glass slip from the microscope and held it in his hand towards the window. He then asked the bacteriologist if the bacteria were alive and still dangerous. To this the bacteriologist replied that they were the specimen of dead bacteria and they were strained, that is, colored, but simultaneously he expressed his wish that perhaps he could kill and stain every bacteria present in the universe, that is, he wished to kill all the bacteria causing diseases and get the whole universe rid of such diseases. But to this statement the pale man smiled a little and said he supposed and thought that the bacteriologist hardly cared whether they were bacteria alive or dead. That is, for him they were just the specimen only for study. To this the bacteriologist contradicted and he moved across the room. There were many sealed test tubes kept on the shelves. He picked up one and told the pale man that those were the cultivation of the actual living bacteria, that is, the bacteria which was responsible for causing cholera. He hesitated a little and said that these were bottled cholera, that is, the microbes that can cause cholera. And they were alive, and the ones which he had looked in his microscope were the dead ones. The pale man appeared pleased, but just for a fraction of a second he looked satisfied. A gleam of satisfaction appeared momentarily in the face of the pale man. That is, he looked pleased, but then he showed what he did not feel. The bacteriologist held the test tube in his hand thoughtfully. He told that it was a test tube filled with the offending bacterium imprisoned. Here offending means troubled and imprisoned means captured. That is, the bacteria causing cholera were not captured in that test tube. He further said that those little test tubes, if they break into the supply of drinking water tank, they would multiply and increase in innumerous number and cause mysterious death. Death which would be swift and terrible, death full of pain and shame. It would destroy the entire city. The pale man heard and nodded his head, that is, he was listening to him very carefully. He cleared his throat and then said that the anarchists, that is, a group of people who believe that the law and government are not necessary for a country, are rascals or fools or blind fools because they use weapons, rifles, bombs, bullets to destroy and kill when such a biological weapon is available. His comment was really mysterious. Now, when the bacteriologist and the visitor were having a conversation about the bacteria, they heard a gentle knock at the door, and one could see the fingernails of the bacteriologist's wife. She said, "Just a minute, dear," and bacteriologist went out of the laboratory. Within just few seconds he returned back. When the bacteriologist re-entered the laboratory, the visitor, who was a pale-faced man, was looking at his watch. He said that he was very sorry to waste 1 hour of the bacteriologist's. Now it was time, that is only 12 minutes left for 4, and he must leave because he should have actually left at 3:30. Though the bacteriologist's lab was full of interesting things, but surely he could not stop any longer, as he had some other engagement, that is work, at 4 o'clock. He repeatedly thanked the bacteriologist and then he left in a hurry. The bacteriologist accompanied him to the door and then returned thoughtfully along the passage to his lab. He was surprised how pleased was the man when he saw the test tube full of the cultivation of the bacteria causing cholera. A disturbing thought struck him, that is, he was disturbed by a doubt. He quickly turned towards the bench beside the vapour bath and then towards the writing table. Then he touched his pocket and rushed to the door. A murmur to himself that I might have kept the test tube on the hall table. He shouted and called his wife, "Minnie, Minnie," and went hurriedly towards the hall. His wife replied, "Yes, dear." He asked his wife, was he holding something in his hand when he came to speak to her. The wife told she remembered he was holding nothing at all. The bacteriologist was shocked and cried, "Blue ruin," which means blue refers to color and ruin means to complete destruction. And then he ran from the door towards the street to catch the pale-faced man. Finally, will the bacteriologist be able to catch the pale-faced man? So be with me in part 2 and let's see what will happen further.